Many people think that the 1950s clothes, from poodle skirts and ponytails to jeans and slick-backed hair, are the most recognizable. Teenagers favored these outfits, but what did the rest of the population wear? In terms of fashion, the 1950s gave both men and women new possibilities. Despite the fact that the persons in your family pictures from the 1950s and 1960s had a variety of looks, there were certain commonalities. This is what you could observe and why. Many of the war-torn nations were still rebuilding as the 1950s got underway. Many areas that had experienced shortages of goods now had them available. In many cases, women had left the workforce to become stay-at-home wives and moms, while returning soldiers had married and established children. Some nations, like the United States, promoted consumerism as a means of boosting their economies. Designers from locations other than Paris, France, rose to prominence both during and after the war. In the 1950s, there were more styles to choose from, due to the greater geographic diversity of designers. New synthetic textiles also opened up new opportunities for mass-produced clothes. The demand for appeal and accessories to match every style increased as a result of high consumer expenditure. Fashion publications and movie stars pushed new trends and demonstrated how to wear them properly. The emphasis on conformity in terms of how individuals should seem began with fashion. Women were marketed on having a specific body type, which was characterized by a narrow waist, defined hips, and a bigger, but still highly defined and shapely, bust. French fashion icon Christian Dior introduced his luxurious, exquisite new look for ladies in 1947, and it was still well liked throughout the 1950s. The shoulders and waistlines of the dresses were rounded, and the hips and skirts were voluminous. The new look embraced the notion of beautiful femininity and hailed the end of wartime austerity. Many 1950s fashions echoed the shape, from casual shirtwaists and sundresses to circle skirt ensembles with crinolines, coat dresses, and formal wear. The new look from Dior wasn't the only well-liked female silhouette. A woman's torso was covered with pencil dresses from the bodice to the mid-calf hemline. For a similar appearance, pencil skirts might be worn with tucked-in, fitted shirts. Other dress styles from the decade, like the sack dress, the A-line dress, and bell-shaped skirts, loosened or moved the waistline. There were other fashionable female silhouettes besides Dior's new look. From the neckline to the mid-calf length, pencil dresses covered a woman's whole body. To get a similar style, pencil skirts may be worn with tucked-in, fitted blouses. A-line dresses, bell-shaped skirts, and other dress styles popular during the decade either relaxed or shifted the waistline. Women's casual attire, including pants, became more prevalent. In the United States, female fashion designers were particularly well known for producing functional, casual attire, including playsuits, trousers, and designer sportswear that could meet the diverse demands of active women. Audrey Hepburn, an actress, popularized the casual chic look by wearing basic boat-neck shirts with dark, slender slacks. The beatnik look significantly simplified a woman's appearance. Beatnik fashion was clean and tailored. Dark, neutral hues predominated, with only ethnic or bohemian touches added for decoration. A pair of shoes for every occasion is a phrase that wonderfully captures the mindset of the 1950s. Women's shoes came in a limitless variety of new designs, and it was difficult to resist them since they were so much more stylish, dependable, comfortable, and lightweight than before. Shoes of many types, including closed-toe pumps, stiletto heels, wedges, sandals, moccasins, and flats, may be purchased in a range of solid or printed hues. Hats remained in style, even though they were optional, with options including the well-known pillbox hat, veiled facilitators, delicate Juliet caps, flat pancake hats, and large-brimmed straw hats for summer. Some women chose to forego hats in favor of colorful scarves tied to their hair. Gloves, boxy, short-handled handbags, clutch purses, and matched costume jewelry might have been a part of a full ladies' ensemble. Men's clothes had a clear shift towards casualness, in part due to the influence from the United States. Many men wore conservatively colored baggy suits with short ties in the early 1950s. Men's outfits grew more textured, colorful, and informal as the decade went on. Men frequently wore colored shirts with matching pants and lightweight sports jackets for relaxation. Summer wardrobe essentials included knee-length shorts and Hawaiian-style tops. Men's shoes had a similar selection than women's shoes, but they were far more functional. A suit was often worn with wingtip Oxfords or other leather dress shoes in black or brown. Men could put on penny loafers or saddle shoes for more laid-back occasions. Women's clothing started to become more upscale, slick, and slim by the middle of the 1950s. A higher hemline and looser waistline softened and straightened the shape. Medium-length evening gowns were fashionable, and they were frequently fashioned in jersey or wool chiffon materials. For formal attire, matching hats and coats were still popular. With fitted shirts, striped blazers, and tapered pants in vibrant hues and plaid or paisley patterns, casual clothing gained popularity. The middle of the decade saw a rise in popularity for casual men's clothing as well. Summer fashions often included sport coats, shirts, and pants made of jersey or madras materials in vibrant colors. Suit jackets had 2 buttons, padded shoulders, and long notched lapels that were frequently colored blue, green, gray, or burgundy. Chanel had a major fashion influence in the late 1950s. Short jackets with brass buttons and always open pockets were a feature of her creations, allowing the blouse to be seen. Before 1957, blouses were frequently only an essential component of a suit, but Chanel turned them into a centerpiece of her creations. With the sack dress and the relaxed fit blouse, shapes loosened even further as the decade came to a conclusion. While beige and neutral tones were becoming more popular, vibrant colors like yellow, blue, violet, and green were still in style. The Continental style suit for men was first launched by fashion designers towards the end of the decade. It included short, fitting jackets with thin lapels and pointy shoulders. Khaki and gray trousers coordinated sweaters and socks. Buttoned sweater vests and cardigans, and loudly patterned coats were commonplace in leisure wear. Teenage attire was used to bridge the gap between kid and adult fashions that appeared around the middle of the decade. Teen fashion, culture, and consumerism, for the first time in recent history, became a significant element of society as a result of the economic boom and baby boom occurring simultaneously. Teenagers began to have extra money to spend thanks to their parents' income and part-time employment. They also began to have more free time, which led to increased shopping. Some of the most popular styles began to be geared at teens about 1955. All of a sudden, entire departments and catalog sections are devoted to young adults and teens, mostly female. At this time, teen culture and fashion also started to take up more space on television, in movies, and in music. Less traditional styles start to emerge around the end of the 1950s. For women, tighter skirts, shirts, and dresses start to become more popular. At the end of the decade, bolder patterns, studded boots, and leather motorcycle jackets start to become popular, adding to the rebellious looks for men. With pedal pushers, Bermuda shorts, and tapered leggings dominating fashion trends, girls and women began to have more alternatives for pants and shorts to wear. Fashions from the 1950s stressed materialism and uniformity and served as a significant window into the decade's attitude. Beginning in the 1960s, clothes began to represent the approaching variety and individualism that would become the primary drivers of the next decade's fashion revolution. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We'll see you on the next video.